through autumn and now into winter. It's been quite a journey. And the work you've done has gotten you this far. You weren't perfect. God knows that. You were good enough to get here.
One word, baby. Playoff.
Now it's time to get better. To play harder. To get more. If you don't think you're a winner, you don't belong here. Because victory is waiting for you. It's waiting for the Jets. It's waiting for the Colts. It's waiting for the Saints and the Seahawks. Waiting for you on that field. It's waiting for you to run towards it, to fight for it, to snatch it away from the opponent and start something that will take you all the way to the Super Bowl. It is essential to understand that battles are primarily won in the hearts of men.
That's for all the votes. That's what we fight for. That's what 20 comes for. Right there.
Oh, men, let me see your hearts. Victory is waiting for you.
Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Super Bowl edition of SportsHub's Before the Whistle. Now, this Super Bowl is about to go down February 3rd in New Orleans, Louisiana. So, fans, grab your Mardi Gras bees and chicken wings and get prepared to watch the showdown between two head coaches who happen to share the same last name, Jim and John Harbaugh. Now, I'm your host, Reyanna Stowes, and I'll let my co-hosts introduce themselves.
Hello, I'm Jonathan Rosser, a proud Patriots fan.
And my name is Shawn. I'm the sports director for SportsHub, and I'm just a football fan in general.
Right. Now, I was reading that Jim and John, they have not faced each other since high school when they were on opposing baseball teams. Now, I don't know who won that game, but this has been a big game, and they're also the first brothers in the NFL to be head coaches.
That's true.
That's true. That is true.
Let me ask him a question. I know you well, and I know
Right.
you've already picked a side.
Right.
Just for the people, who have you chosen to pick the Super Bowl?
Well, being that I am from the Bay Area, California, I have chosen the San Francisco 49ers.
Wow. As usual.
So sad. I'm so sorry for you.
And why is that?
Because the Baltimore Ravens are going to win this game. Hands down, there's no doubt about it. Yeah.
I mean, I think we all agree that the Patriots should have been in this Super Bowl, but I do not think that the Ravens are going to win. Why do you think that Baltimore is actually going to win? I mean, I thought you were a Patriots fan.
Yeah, they beat the Patriots. So they better win.
Okay. But I'm just saying, you can't just flip-flop like that.
No, I was just saying.
Just come on over to the more golder side of things.
Anyway, we're here for a purpose.
It's going to be a tight matchup, and I think I'm more so excited to see a powerful offense against a powerful defense.
Exactly.
Now, YouTube been crunching the stats and the numbers and the news stories over the past couple of weeks, and y'all have some information that you want to share with, I guess, our classmates and other people here at Jackson State. Mm-hmm. How do you see, from your perspective, the 49ers playing the Ravens here in the Super Bowl?
Well, I mean, the 49ers have a lot of strengths, lots and lots of strengths. So let me go down the list. Okay, starting with Kaepernick. You know, he filled in for Alex Smith when he suffered a concussion, and he averaged 107.4% in the playoffs alone. I mean, Kaepernick is one of those people who, he's a fast quarterback. He sees a lane open, he's just going to go right there and get it. And he has a lot of heart and determination. And I think that experience is not as important as the drive.
So you don't think that him being a first-timer to the Super Bowl, you don't think he'll have the Super Bowl jitters the first time out?
I think not. I mean, you know, they just pretty much threw him in when they needed him, and he has proved game after game after game that he is the man for the job.
That is great. That's a great point. Ray. How about Ray?
Right.
Man, Ray. When I think Ray, that's a very, very great way to say it, because there are two Rays that's going to be pivotal to this game. On defense, you have the greatest linebacker to ever play the game. Don't even say his name, just do this right here. You know who he's talking about. Ray Lewis, baby.
Oh, gosh.
The man came back in how many weeks with a torn tricep and has not missed a snap on defense. 271 plays he's played on defense in this playoffs. Only him and Ed Reed have done that.
And looking at Ray Lewis and his intensity, it not only carries in himself, but it fuels the team, it seems like.
It does.
He has a way of going to the sideline. He might crack open a prayer. You get on his knees and pray. And he just
or
has
cry.
a way.
Exactly. And then you have Ray Rice, the running back, who we all know downhill football wins games. You smash mouth, run the ball into the defense. And that's how you win the game.
So after looking at the two, you got this great quarterback and this great linebacker who is also a great field general going against each other. What is going to be the deciding factor in the game? And
I mean, I definitely think that it's pretty much going to come down to 49ers offense. I mean, they have people like Michael Crabtree, Vernon Davis, Frank Gore. I mean, these are all powerhouses that are going to be the deciding factor who's going to win the Super Bowl. I mean, okay, Ray Lewis, he needs to just go ahead and retire. I mean, he's like 37 years old. He's old as heck. He needs to leave the Super Bowl. He is just too old. I mean, I think a lot of people think that they're going to win because, you know, Ray Lewis, this is probably his last game.
True.
Probably his last season. It needs to be. Definitely.
What about you? What's the deciding factor? What helps the Ravens win?
What helps the Ravens win is the fact that they have a solid defense, the best defense this postseason, the best run game this postseason besides the 49ers run game, and they have that quarterback with that cannon arm named Joe Flacco. And I think we all remember a couple weeks ago when the Atlanta Falcons, Matt Ryan exposed the 49ers secondary.
Joe Flacco.
So you got two great quarterbacks. I did leave out Flacco intentionally because I know you're going to bring him up.
Well, I mean, speaking of quarterbacks, okay, let's look at it this way. If Kaepernick gets injured, they still have Alex Smith in the backup. Now, if Flacco gets injured, who do they have?
The beauty of the Ravens.
No, just answer the question. Who do they have? Tyrod Taylor?
No, that's not the point. The beauty of the Ravens offense is they never ever needed a quarterback.
No.
When they won the Super Bowl in 2000, they had a game manager because they run the ball. It's just that Joe Flacco, the great quarterback that he is a great quarterback, and he just adds on to it.
And if he gets hurt, you got Taylor stepping in, averaging 65.6%.
You're right, but what you need to be worried about is your man Kaepernick running into Ray Lewis.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you need to worry about.
I don't highly doubt that because, I mean, you got people like Justice Smith on 49ers defense.
Okay.
You got Bowman, you got Willis. Them are two tackling powerhouses averaging 120 tackles. I mean, think about it. Like, you really think that they are going to let anybody get to Kaepernick? Get out of here.
Okay. Let's look at it this way. You have Terrell Suggs. He is third all-time in sacks in the postseason, ever. Ray Lewis, leading the league this year in tackles in the postseason. And the next four players leading the league in tackles this season are all Ravens. You have Corey Graham, cornerback. Dano Elby, cornerback. Terrell Suggs. And guess who is number 6? Patrick Willis. And guess what other 49ers on their list? None.
Okay, but let's kind of step away from that a little bit before we get to the negatives of both teams.
Okay.
Right.
This has been labeled, commonly labeled the Bro Bowl.
Right.
And you pulled out some stat that they have been head-to-head since high school. We're not sure of the winning records between the two, but how did you think it would feel to face your own family member in a championship game?
Well, I would hate to see how their Thanksgiving is going to be this year because somebody has got to lose, and I know that this is going to be a very important game for both of them, but it's also going to be, I think, a very fun game for them.
It should be. I think it should.
I think it's going to be kind of surreal because if you look at how the 49ers lost last year to the Giants, 2 fumbles on punt returns, and how the Ravens lost to the Patriots last year off some fluke kick. Yeah. You know, it's all going to be kind of surreal. I just want to see who the parents going to pick. Is mama going to pick somebody?
Everybody got to pick somebody.
It's like, here, bro, let's share my trophy.
Right.
I'm not going to share that trophy with you.
Right.
But I'm ready. I think I'm more so ready to see the outcome of the game. I'm thinking it's going to be really close.
Yeah, definitely.
3 to 6 point spread, I think, is what they're talking in Vegas. The thing I think is going to separate it, we talked about it behind the scenes, is special teams.
Yeah, of course.
Both teams have surprise special team returners, both kick returners. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Okay. For special teams, we got Akers. Now, Akers is one of those people who just need to get it together because he has missed too many field goals. Yeah. Say it with me, too many missed field goals. So, I think if Akers get it together, you know, they should have had one of those kickers like the Cleveland Browns kicker. What was his name? What's his name? Phil Dawson. They need to have him because he pretty much is like the MVP of the Browns. Yeah. But I mean,
but the Browns in the Super Bowl.
But that's irrelevant. That's irrelevant, Jonathan. That's irrelevant.
Anyway.
But anyways, I think that if Akers get it together and he learns to just not miss all those field goals, because special teams are going to be key. They are definitely going to be key in this game.
Well, with our special teams, I feel like the Ravens special teams is so good, they're often overlooked. Just steady, Eddie. They don't miss field goals. They get 20 to 25-yard kick returns, 10-yard punt returns. You know, it's just always something positive. So if they can keep it up, I mean, they beat Peyton Manning by a field goal.
Yeah, I mean, anybody that ever beats them, they're usually beating. They just barely squeaking through.
Yeah.
And it's going to be one of those games. I like the excitement of both coaches because they have a personality that's, I guess, that's missing in football.
Right.
They like to have fun, and yet they take it professional and they're serious when they approach the game.
Right.
And they're both tacticians. I think that being and growing up in a family of football, they could sit down and, you know, hash out plans with each other.
Exactly.
So now we're going to get to the negatives. So tell me about the negatives of your 49er team.
Well, it's kind of hard to find any, but you know, I had to find some.
I can tell you.
But one thing I learned is that the Niners, they need to improve on rushing their passers. They have a problem with that, and especially in the red zone, they rank number 27 on opposing red zone touchdowns. So they need to get that together. Besides the special teams, Akers just needs to work on his kicking. And defense could tighten up a little bit. I honestly think they just need to tighten it up. They definitely are going to have to pretty much protect the quarterback at all times because you have people like Ray Lewis, who needs to retire, going to probably be trying to tear him down a little bit. So, but let's go on the weaknesses of the Ravens. I mean, it's just like so many.
Okay. The weaknesses of the Ravens are Joe Flacco. He just got this good. You know, he wasn't playing this good last year.
Right.
And age and speed. Besides Terrell Suggs, somebody gets to the outside on the side that Terrell Suggs is not on. Ray Lewis not gonna get over there. He's not that fast anymore. So Kaepernick, you know, he's really, really fast. So we have to stop him from getting to that edge.
So they can't let him get to the edge.
Yeah, you just can't let him get to the edge. And those are pretty much the only weaknesses of the Ravens. Get to the edge.
So now that we're getting down to the bottom of our show, see, phone ring on stage. It's not a good thing. Now that we're down to the bottom of our show, and I'm going to ask both of you to take a minute and kind of give your spiel of the game. I want you to kind of, you know, state it quarter by quarter. Say first quarter, I see the score of this happening. Kind of give us a rundown and you see how the game goes as we come to the close of this show.
Well, I think we're going to let the losers go first. Go ahead. Go ahead, Ravens.
Well, I sense the salt all in your tone, but I'll go ahead because it's your show.
Exactly.
You better say ladies first. But anyway, I see it like this. First quarter, 0-0, nice smash mouth football, some good defensive stands, you know, and maybe even some yardage, you know, getting down the field, maybe a field goal, maybe 3-0, but probably more like 0-0. Headed towards halftime, 3-0, 3-3, 6-3, something like that. I see it being one of those field goal games, and then halftime comes around. See, the best thing about football is halftime because you have to make an adjustment at halftime. You see what's going on and you make your adjustment. And then that's when maybe Kaepernick maybe starts running loose a little bit in the 49ers score. And then Flacco throws a bomb because we all know the 49ers secondary is slow. And then the Ravens score. But I see it ending up being around 24-20 when the game is over.
Wow.
I mean, I kind of agree with him. I think that the first quarter is going to be like 0-0. I think it's going to have to be a lot of field goals, because, I mean, you got two defenses who are still going to be battling it out for the other team. So I would say the final score probably be about 27-21.
Okay, and I guess I can finish it out, go a little lower. I'm more like 14-17 defenses take over the game.
Exactly.
And like I said, field goals all the way through the first half, and maybe we get some scores in the second half.
Yeah,
Trying to make a wager about that 27-21 because the Baltimore Ravens are going to have 27 points.
We got we on cameras on tape.
Wait, who's going to have 27-21? Because I thought it was the Niners are going to have 27-21.
When was the last time the Niners won a Super Bowl?
When was the last time the Ravens won?
2000.
Well, I think it was like 2000. No.
2000 for the Ravens. 93 was the last time the Niners went to the playoffs.
Now that brings up a good point. Glad you said that. Now the Niners are 5-time Super Bowl champions.
That is true. But in this new age of football that we play right here, when were they in the playoffs? After Jerry Rice retired, when were they in the playoffs? Like after he left, when have they been back?
But you have a fresh quarterback who just stepped on, a fresh new quarterback. He has brought them to the playoffs.
That's not a good thing.
But he has brought them to the playoffs. It's not about experience.
Trust me, that's
like you just
great.
said, Joe Flacco just got good.
But
I mean,
he's
who
been
heard
there-
of Joe
he's been to the
Flacco
NFC
before this year?
Championship. In the NFC Championship last year, he was in the Cleveland in the playoffs every single year he's been in the league.
I mean, both teams are, heavy. They're heavy with talent.
Yes.
I understand where you're coming from. The 49ers' new team isn't proven.
Now
They
that did shock me in 09, 08 when they brought Harbaugh in and the changes that they started making. Vernon Davis got better. They brought in the Smith brothers and Alex Smith started getting better. Then Patrick Willis got better.
Exactly.
I was like, man, in about 2-3 years, the 49ers are gonna be something to reckon with.
Exactly.
And now they're here, but I think it's gonna be like this. They have to experience the Super Bowl first. Now next year, I'm scared.
Oh.
But this year,
No,
I think they just gonna take it. I like going with the underdogs. I like when people doubt my teams. I love when people do that.
the Ravens are the underdogs.
Well, as we get ready, we're going to take a little commercial break and kind of let you close the show out, as we supposed to. Is there anything you want to add before we go to commercial break and close?
Go Niners.
Oh.
He's mad. It's okay.
All right, everybody. A special edition of Super Bowl for the win.
Oh, you got it. Since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Before the whistle, Super Bowl edition, and I have to say, this has been exciting.
It has.
You both have a lot of knowledge about your teams, and I just based on what you're saying, I'm looking for both teams to carry both of your attributes in the Super Bowl game.
Right.
But I do want to add that there will be camera crews on campus actually taking predictions from students and faculty members, professors, giving their Super Bowl fix. Now, last year we did it. It was funny. It was amazing. You find people that don't know much about football.
Right.
Just look out for it. And we're going to attach that to the end of this show. And also a little bit of Super Bowl history.
Right.
Kind of see where it comes from and a little bit about Vince Lombardi and some of the powerful things he said to kind of mold the way we look at football today.
Right, and this is the Super Bowl 47, so it has a lot of history.
A lot of history.
Lot of history.
Definitely.
Yeah.
47, man.
I guess we're done. It's your show. You gonna kick us out now? Or?
Yep. Now, thank you all so much for tuning in to Sports Hubs Before the Whistle, the Super Bowl edition. Now, make sure that you guys are all glued to your seats February 3rd at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. Now, I can't wait to see who's going to win. I think the 49ers. He got the Ravens. But like I said, this is going to be a really great Brother Bowl coming up. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Once again, I'm your host, Reyanna Stowes, alongside my co-hosts, Jonathan and Shawn. And this has been Before the Whistle. Go Niners.
Winning is not a sometime thing, it's an all-the-time thing. You don't win once in a while, and you don't do things right once in a while. You do them right all the time. Winning is a habit. You gotta play with your heart, with every ounce of fiber in your body. I've never known a man worth his salt who deep down in his heart didn't appreciate the grind, the discipline, and to win, and to win, and to win. It is and always has been an American seal, and that's to be first, regardless of what we do. There's no room for second place. There's only one place, and that's first place. I finished second twice in my time, and I don't ever want to finish second again. But I firmly hold that a man's finest hour, the greatest fulfillment to anything he holds dear, is that moment when he has worked his heart out in a good cause and lays exhausted on the field of battle, victorious.
Jim and John Harbaugh are the coaches of the two teams. They are brothers, and they'll be battling each other in Super Bowl XLVII, which are Roman numerals for 47. A lot of folks know about that. Not a lot of folks know this. Their parents will be at the game. Who will they root for? They don't know. They're just worried it's going to be heart-wrenching for whoever loses. Retiring Ravens linebacker Ray Lewis has played for 17 years. His first sack against Indianapolis Colts quarterback Jim Harbaugh, who is now coaching the 49ers. In previous games between these two teams, the Ravens have won 3, the 49ers 1. Both teams have perfect Super Bowl records. The 49ers have won 5 of 5, the Ravens 1 of 1. So somebody's perfect Super Bowl record is going to be broken unless Jackie Harbaugh, the two coaches' mother, gets her wish that it will end in a tie. For CNN, I'm Carl Azuz.